If God's advice has touched your heart, you can support the channel by donating via the QR code or the link in the description. May God bless you.
Congratulations. You have arrived at this message at the exact divine moment, because what you are about to discover is not random. It is a sacred revelation prepared specifically for you, for this hour, for this turning point in your spiritual journey. Before you even pressed play, I had already seen you. I saw you lying awake at night, feeling the weight of invisible forces pressing against your spirit. I saw you fighting battles you could not name, wrestling with thoughts that did not originate in your own mind, struggling against darkness you could sense but could not see. This is not just another spiritual video you stumbled upon. This is not just information among thousands of teachings. This is a divine appointment ordained before time began, set for this very moment when your spirit would be ready to receive the ancient truth I am about to reveal. Do not try to close this video, because if you are here, it is because I have chosen this day, this hour, and this message to open your eyes to something powerful that has been hidden from you your entire life. For too long you have been fighting in the dark. You have sensed the attacks but could not identify the attackers. You have felt the manipulation but could not locate its source. You have experienced the draining of your energy but could not see what was feeding on you. I saw you waking up exhausted even after sleeping for hours, wondering why rest never restored you. I was there when you felt that unexplained anxiety creep over you in the middle of a normal day, that sudden wave of fear with no rational cause. I witnessed you sitting alone, confused about why your emotions would spiral so violently, why certain thoughts would invade your mind repeatedly, why you felt like you were constantly being watched by something you could not see. I saw you trying to pray, only to feel a dark pressure pushing back against your words. I was there when you reached out for spiritual help, only to feel more confused, more attacked, more isolated than before. I witnessed every moment you questioned your sanity, wondering if you were imagining it all or if something real was operating in dimensions beyond your perception. I have heard every prayer you cried out in desperation. God, what is attacking me? Why cannot I see what is doing this to me? How do I fight an enemy I cannot perceive? And today, I come to tell you, I have heard every word, I have seen every tear, I have felt every moment of your confusion and fear, and your season of fighting blindly is ending. I am giving you the ability to see with your physical eyes what has been hidden in plain sight. And if you dare to believe it, not only will you hear about it, but you will witness it with your own vision. An ancient teaching has been released from the vaults of suppressed knowledge. This is not theory. This is not mysticism. This is a practical technique that Jesus himself taught to the chosen ones, a method the religious authorities removed from every accepted Bible because they feared what would happen if humanity could see. Today, I want you to understand something clearly. The ability I am restoring to you does not depend on your spiritual maturity. It depends on your willingness to see truth. And today, your readiness has been recognized from on high. This gift of sight is not just about seeing entities. It is about breaking the primary weapon used against you, invisibility. When you can see them, you can no longer be gaslit. When you can perceive them, you can no longer be manipulated in secret. When you identify them with your physical eyes, the entire control system collapses. Your spiritual vision has been suppressed, and it is being restored right now, breaking through every religious programming, dissolving every mental block, penetrating every barrier that has kept this truth from reaching you. I want you to repeat it in your mind right now. I am being given the ability to see what has been hidden. Say it again. I am being given the ability to see what has been hidden. Because the more you believe it, the faster this gift will activate in your physical vision. Do not try to close this video, because what you are about to learn may make the difference between another year of blind spiritual warfare and the ultimate activation of sight you have been waiting for. I am the God who sees you struggling against invisible forces. I am the God who knows exactly what has been operating around you. I am not a distant deity who watches without giving you the tools you need to fight. I am intimately involved in equipping you with everything necessary for victory. I know how many times you have felt crazy trying to explain what you were experiencing. I know there were moments when you questioned your own perception, when others told you it was all in your head, when you felt completely alone in battles no one else could validate. But listen to what I am telling you today. You were not imagining it. Even when everyone around you dismissed your experiences, what you sensed was real. When you felt that dark presence in your room at night, it was there. When you perceived that entity attached to someone you knew, you were seeing correctly. When you sensed manipulation happening on levels beyond the physical, you were perceiving truth. The enemy has been working overtime to keep you blind. He has used religious leaders to tell you that seeking to see these things is dangerous or forbidden. He has used skeptics to mock your perception and make you doubt your own spiritual sensitivity. He has tried to convince you that if you cannot see something with physical eyes, it must not be real. But I am here to tell you the enemy is a liar. I am not a God who keeps my children in darkness while evil operates freely in dimensions they cannot perceive. When I say I will give you eyes to see, I will give you eyes to see. When I declare I will expose what has been hidden, I will expose it. When I promise to reveal the invisible, I will make it visible. This is the moment when everything begins to shift in your spiritual warfare. This is the turning point you have been praying for. This is the day that will mark a before and after in your ability to fight effectively. The gift of sight I am releasing carries generational impact. This is not just for you, it is for your children, your grandchildren, everyone connected to your bloodline. What you learn to see today will protect those who come after you. What I am teaching you now will equip future generations to walk in freedom. You have walked through a valley of spiritual blindness. You have watched others talk about seeing in the spirit while you struggled to perceive anything. You have fought harder than anyone around you, yet felt less equipped. You have prayed faithfully for discernment, yet wondered when your spiritual eyes would open. But I tell you today, your season has turned. The gift of sight I have prepared for you is not a small thing. It is not just vague impressions or feelings. It is actual perception with your physical eyes, vision that removes all doubt, sight that confirms beyond question what has been operating around you. Let me take you deeper into understanding what is happening right now in the unseen realm. While you have been struggling to perceive in the spiritual, I have been preparing your eyes for activation. While you have been fighting battles you could barely identify, I have been ready to show you exactly what you are fighting against. In the Gospel of Mary Magdalene, one of the texts discovered at Nag Hammadi that church authorities attempted to destroy, there is a scene that reveals everything. Mary describes ascending through 7 realms, and at each gate an archon attempts to stop her. One of the disciples asks her a critical question: how did you see them? How did you know they were there? And Mary answers with something the church could not allow in canonical scripture. Jesus taught us to open the eyes that see beyond sight, not spiritual vision, not mystical perception, actual seeing with the physical eyes. This is what has been suppressed. This is what religious institutions feared. This is why this teaching was removed from every accepted Bible. Because when you can see archons with your physical eyes, you can no longer be controlled by them. Perhaps you have been sensing something shifting in your awareness lately. You have noticed shadows moving in your peripheral vision that disappear when you look directly. You have caught glimpses of shapes that should not be there. You have felt eyes watching you from corners of rooms where no one stands. This is not your imagination, this is your natural sight beginning to expand beyond the frequency range you were taught to accept. I am stirring your visual capacity because I need you alert and awake for what I am about to show you. I need you watching for the signs. I need you ready to perceive what has always been present, but filtered from your conscious awareness. Do not disconnect now. Stay until the end, because what you are about to learn will open your physical eyes and break the perceptual limits that have bound you for years. You have been carrying beliefs that were never mine. You have accepted visual limitations that I never placed on you. You have agreed with the lie that human eyes can only see a narrow band of reality, when the truth is your eyes can be trained to perceive far more than you were told. Somewhere along the way, you started believing that if you could not see something, it must not exist. But I never said that. I never decreed that my children should fight invisible enemies without the ability to perceive them. I never ordained that you should remain blind while archons operate freely around you. The religious system told you to have faith without evidence. They told you to believe without seeing. They told you that asking to see was a sign of weakness or doubt. But that was their doctrine. not mine. I am the God who said, "Ask and you shall receive." I am the God who told my disciples, "I will show you things hidden from the foundation of the world." I am the God who promised that the chosen ones would see, would know, would perceive truth in ways others cannot. And if religious leaders told you otherwise, they lied. If they said you should never seek to see spiritual entities with physical eyes, they were protecting the control system, not protecting you. The Archon's greatest advantage is not their power, it is their invisibility. They operate in frequencies most humans cannot perceive, which means they can attach to your energy field, influence your thoughts, manipulate your emotions, and you will never know they are there. You will think every destructive impulse is yours. You will assume every irrational fear originates with you. You will believe every self-sabotaging thought comes from your own mind. But the moment you can see them, the moment your physical eyes can perceive the entities operating just outside normal visual range, everything changes. Because you cannot be manipulated by what you are actively observing. You cannot be controlled by what you recognize as separate from yourself. You cannot be fed upon by what you are consciously watching. Let me reveal to you why Archons have invested so much energy into staying invisible to human perception. They are not naturally invisible. They have form. They exist in dimensions that overlap with material reality, but they operate at frequencies slightly offset from the range human eyes were designed to detect, and that offset is an intentional part of the control system. When this physical realm was engineered, human eyes were designed to see only visible light, the electromagnetic spectrum between roughly 380 and 700 nanometers. But reality does not cease outside that range. Archons exist in frequencies just adjacent to what your eyes can naturally detect, close enough to interact with you, far enough that you cannot see them doing it. Think about how much easier it is to control someone who cannot see you. You can stand behind them and whisper thoughts into their mind, and they will believe those thoughts originated with them. You can generate emotions in their field, and they will assume those emotions are their natural response to circumstances. You can attach energetic cords to their body and drain them, and they will simply feel mysteriously exhausted without understanding why. Invisibility is not just an advantage for Archons. It is the foundation of the entire harvest system. But here is what the Gnostic texts revealed, and the Church attempted to bury. The human eye is more adaptable than the architect intended. Yes, it was designed to see only a narrow band of frequencies, but it can be trained. The mechanism is already there, embedded in your physiology. You do not need new eyes. You need to activate the capacity your current eyes possess. But that has been suppressed since birth. Because if every human could see Archons, the entire control structure would collapse immediately. You cannot feed on someone who is watching you feed. You cannot manipulate someone who sees your hand on the controls. I need you to reject every religious teaching that told you seeking to see these things was dangerous or forbidden. Reject every voice that said you should remain content with blindness. Reject every doctrine that claimed physical sight of spiritual entities was impossible or wrong. Those teachings did not come from me. They came from systems designed to keep you powerless, confused, and easy to harvest. The technique Jesus taught is not about developing clairvoyance. It is not about opening your third eye or achieving some mystical state of consciousness. It is about expanding the range of what your physical eyes can detect. And the mechanism is simpler than you think, which is precisely why the Church had to suppress it so aggressively. If this were complex, if it required years of monastic training or exceptional spiritual gifts, they could have allowed it to exist as an esoteric practice. Only mystics would bother with. But it is not complex. Most chosen ones activate this ability within the first 7 days of practicing correctly. And once it activates, it does not deactivate. You cannot unsee what you have learned to see. Your eyes do not just receive light, they interpret frequency. And that interpretation happens in the brain, not the eye itself. The eye captures data. The brain decides what counts as real and what gets filtered out before reaching conscious awareness. From birth, your brain has been filtering out frequencies where Archons exist, not because those frequencies are not reaching your retina. They are, but because your brain was programmed to categorize them as visual noise and delete them before you become consciously aware. But that filter is not permanent. It is malleable. You recalibrate it by training your visual attention to notice what is normally discarded. You have probably experienced this already without realizing what you were perceiving. You are in a room alone, lights dim, and in your peripheral vision you see movement, a shadow that shifts, a shape that does not correspond to any physical object. You turn to look directly, and it is gone. Most people dismiss that as imagination or tricks of the eye. But chosen ones who have learned to see recognize what that actually is. Your peripheral vision momentarily detected an archon before your central vision's filter activated and erased it. Peripheral vision operates differently from central vision. It is optimized for detecting movement and has access to a slightly wider frequency range. That is why you see things in the corner of your eye that disappear when you look directly. The technique Jesus taught exploits this gap. You are not attempting to see archons with direct focus. You are training your peripheral awareness to hold what it is detecting long enough for your conscious mind to register it. And once your brain realizes that what it has been filtering out is consistently there, not random, not imagination, but actual presence, the filter begins to relax. And then you start seeing them, not just in peripheral flashes, but in sustained perception with your eyes fully open in normal waking consciousness. Write in the comments right now, I am ready to see what has been hidden. My eyes are being opened today. This declaration is your agreement. This statement is your activation. When you speak it, your spirit aligns with the gift being released. When you declare it, your brain begins recalibrating. When you release it, the filter starts dissolving. Here is the technique. It is called soft gaze. And every mystery tradition that taught students to see non-physical entities used some version of it. You are going to practice this tonight, and within 3 to 7 days, you will see your first archon. Not sense it, not feel it, see it with physical eyes. Find a space where you can sit comfortably with low lighting, not darkness. Low lighting dim enough that shadows have depth, but bright enough that you can still see physical objects clearly. The reason for this is that archons become more visible when there is contrast. Pure darkness gives them too much cover. Bright light forces them to retreat. But low light with shadows, that is where they operate most boldly because they think you still cannot see them. Sit facing a wall or an open space, not a screen, not something with detail that will pull your focus. You want a neutral visual field, and then you soften your gaze. This is critical. You are not focusing intently. You are not straining to see. You are relaxing your eyes as if you are daydreaming, as if you are looking at nothing in particular. Your eyes are open, but your focus is diffused, spread across your entire field of vision rather than concentrated on a single point. In this state, you are not using your central vision to hunt for details. You are allowing your peripheral awareness to do what it naturally does: detect movement. Notice shifts, perceive changes across a wide field. Hold this soft gaze for 10 minutes. Do not force anything. Do not expect anything. Simply maintain the relaxed, diffused focus and allow your peripheral awareness to function without interference from your analytical mind. In the first few sessions, you may see nothing unusual. That is normal. Your brain is still learning to stop filtering, but somewhere between day 3 and day 7 you will notice something. A movement that catches your attention, a shape that does not match the physical environment, a shadow that shifts independently of any light source. The first time you see one clearly, your immediate reaction will be to question whether you are actually seeing it or imagining it. That doubt is normal. Your rational mind will resist accepting what your eyes are showing you. But here is how you will know it is real. It will react to being seen. The moment you perceive it clearly, it will move either towards you to intensify its influence, or away from you because it recognizes it has been seen. That movement, that response to your awareness, that is what confirms you are not imagining it. Imagination does not react to being observed. Actual entities do. Some archons appear as dense shadows, darker than the surrounding darkness, shapes that seem to absorb light rather than reflect it. Others manifest as distortions in the air, like heat waves or visual static. Others are vaguely humanoid figures that seem to be composed of interference patterns. What you see will depend on which type of archon you are perceiving and how densely it is manifesting in that moment. Once your eyes learn to detect archons, you will start seeing them in places you did not expect. And what you will notice immediately is how common they are. They are not rare occurrences reserved for haunted locations or spiritual emergencies. They are everywhere. Most people are walking around with at least one archon attached to their field at any given time. The first place most chosen ones notice them is in their own home. You will be sitting in your living room practicing the soft gaze, and you will catch movement in the corner. You will maintain the soft focus and you will see it a dark shape hovering near the ceiling or pressed into a corner, simply watching. Most of the time, it is not actively attacking. It is observing, waiting for an emotional spike, fear, anger, lust, despair that it can feed on. And the moment you generate that emotion, it moves closer. You will see it approach. You will see it position itself near your head or your chest, and you will feel the energetic drain happen in real time. But here is what makes visibility so powerful. The moment you see it, the moment you recognize what it is doing, the feeding stops working. Because you are no longer unconsciously generating the emotion. You are conscious of it. You are observing it. And conscious emotion does not feed archons the way unconscious emotion does. They need you unaware. They need you to think the emotion is entirely yours, generated by your circumstances. The second you recognize there is an entity attempting to harvest that emotion, the emotional state shifts. It becomes information instead of food. You will also start seeing them attached to other people. This is more difficult to witness because you will realize how many people you interact with daily are being actively manipulated and have absolutely no idea. You will be talking to someone and you will see an archon perched on their shoulder or wrapped around their head like a dark crown. And when they say something cruel or irrational or self-destructive, you will see the archon pulse with energy. You will see it tighten its grip, and you will recognize immediately that the thought did not originate with them. It was implanted. Some chosen ones report seeing archons in specific locations, consistently certain corners of certain rooms, doorways, thresholds, mirrors. These are anchor points, places where the veil between dimensions is thin enough that archons can maintain a more stable presence. And once you know where the anchor points are in your home, you can clear them, not through elaborate ritual, through awareness. You look directly at the space. You acknowledge what is there, and you speak with authority. I see you. You have no power here. Leave, and most of the time, it does. Not because you banished it with some mystical spiritual authority, but because you removed its cover. And archons do not remain where they are consistently seen. Visibility is unbearable to them. Tomorrow, I have another word for you. A word about the advanced protection techniques you will need once this ability fully activates. A word about how to seal your home against archon infiltration. A word about the specific prayers that work once you can see what you are commanding to leave, but you must return. You must position yourself to receive it. So subscribe to this channel if you have not already. Turn on your notifications. Make a commitment to meet me here tomorrow at this same time. Because what I am releasing tomorrow builds on what was activated today. Miss tomorrow, and you will miss crucial techniques for protecting yourself once visibility is operational. This is not random content. This is a divine series, a spiritual sequence, a heavenly curriculum designed specifically for your liberation. Everything I have spoken over you today is already in motion. Your ability to see is not waiting for permission, it has been released. It is not waiting for the right moment, this is the right moment. It is not waiting for you to be spiritually mature enough. It is coming because of my grace, not your readiness. So lift your head, square your shoulders, take a deep breath of courage. Your season of fighting blind is ending. Your season of seeing clearly is beginning. Your gift of sight is not coming. It is already here, making its way through every mental barrier, breaking through every religious block, racing toward your awareness with unstoppable momentum. And when it activates, not if, but when you will remember this moment, you will remember these words. You will remember the day you crossed the threshold from blindness to sight, from confusion to clarity, from vulnerability to power, and you will testify. You will tell others. You will declare that the God who speaks through these words is faithful, is powerful, is real. This is my promise to you. This is my covenant with you. This is my decree over you. Now go, practice the soft gaze tonight. But remember tomorrow, same time, another word, another key, another piece of your protection. I will be here, Will you? Write one final declaration in the comments. My eyes are opening. I will see what has been hidden. Nothing can stop what God has started. Because, beloved child, warrior of light, carrier of sight, your blindness is ending. Your vision is activating. Your ability to see is here. I am the God who saw you lying awake, feeling invisible forces. I am the God who was there when you questioned your sanity. I am the God who heard every prayer for discernment. And I am the God who is answering today. The gift of sight is coming your way, divine perception and physical vision. You will see them. You will identify them. You will no longer fight what you cannot perceive. Receive it, believe it, expect it. Your eyes are opening, your sight is activated, your season has turned, and nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop what I have started in your life today.